Hello everyone, today we are going to study about circulation. Circulation is a very important topic. This topic belongs to body fluids and circulation chapter. Today we are going to study about types of circulation, human circulatory system and portal system. So let's come to the topic circulation. We all know that there are millions of cells in our body and they need constant nutrients and oxygen supply for performing their daily metabolic activities, otherwise they will not survive. So there is a need for us to provide them oxygen and nutrients on a constant basis. So that is done by body fluids. So various organisms have various body fluids, but here in today's topic we are only emphasizing on blood, which is a body fluid which is responsible for transporting the oxygen and nutrients to different parts of the body. So here the organisms have different types of circulatory system via which they are going to supply this oxygen and nutrients. Let's talk about types of circulation. So when we talk about types of circulation, let me draw a diagram here. Uh, Let me draw a flow chart here. There are mainly there are two types of circulation. One is the open type of circulation, open type of circulation, and the second one is closed type of circulation. This closed type of circulation, there are again types here. In closed type of circulation we see single circulation, next double circulation. In double circulation again we have types which are complete, incomplete and complete type of and complete type of double circulation. We are going to study about all these types of circulations in detail. So let us begin with open type of circulation. So when we talk about open type of circulation, here in this type of circulation there are no properly formed blood vessels. The blood from the heart is directly poured into the body cavity, or it is also called as sinus. The heart sends the oxygenated blood it pours directly into body cavity via some major blood vessels. So the properly formed blood vessels which are transporting blood to each and every tissue cell is not seen here. So there are no properly formed blood vessels here, and the organs are directly bathed into blood, and this type of circulation is seen in arthropods, where heart pours all the blood into the body cavity and the organs receive the blood by bathing into that blood. So this type of circulation is seen in arthropods and it is called open type of circulation. Next, let's come to closed type of circulation. Closed in closed type of circulation, we see that there are properly developed blood vessels. So we see that properly developed we see that we have properly developed blood vessels, and the blood does not is not poured into the body cavity, but blood is sent to each and every part of the body via these properly formed blood vessels. So we see that there is no direct contact of blood with the tissues. No direct contact of blood with tissues. That's what we see in closed type of circulation, where properly developed blood vessels are there which are going to send the oxygenated blood from the heart to the all parts of the body, and there is no direct contact of blood with the tissues. It is seen in chordates. It is seen in chordates. So this is about a closed type of circulation. Closed type of circulation again has types. Let us study about them one by one. In closed type of circulation, we have types. We have types. First one is a single circulation. This single circulation is seen in fishes. It is seen in Pisces. So why is it called single circulation? It is called single circulation because the blood visits the heart only once. That's why it is called a single circulation. And how is this working? Let us understand by understanding Pisces and its heart and its circulation. So in fishes we have two chambered heart. One is atria, other one is ventricle. One is atria, the other one is a ventricle. So when we talk about the circulatory system of fishes, let me draw a flowchart which will help you understand how this thing works. So this is atria, this is a ventricle, atria, ventricle. And one more thing, this Pisces heart is called venous heart. It is called venous heart. Why it is called venous heart? Because it only receives deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood. It is only going to receive deoxygenated blood. That's why it is called venous heart. I will make you understand why it is called deoxygenated blood by drawing this flowchart. Let us see. So the body is going to utilize the nutrients from the blood, and the blood will become deoxygenated. That is going to be sent to the heart. This heart is going to send this deoxygenated blood to the gills. As you know, gills are the respiratory organs of the fishes. So that is where the oxygenation of blood happens, and after the gills oxygenate the blood, this oxygenated blood is going to be sent to the body, where the body cells, tissues utilize the oxygen, and the cycle continues. This is what happens in a single circulation in fishes, where the body utilizes the blood and it becomes deoxygenated, and this deoxygenated blood is sent to this venous heart, and this heart sends this deoxygenated blood to the gills, and the gills oxygenate the blood and they send it to all parts of the body. So this is what happens in single circulation. Next, Next is the double circulation. Double circulation. Here, why is it called double circulation? It is called so because heart is being visited by blood 2 times. Heart is being visited by blood 2 times. Blood visits the heart 2 times. That's why it is called double circulation. This type of double circulation has again 2 types. Incomplete double circulation and complete double circulation. Incomplete double circulation and complete double circulation. So this incomplete double circulation, it is seen in amphibians and reptiles. Complete double circulation is seen in aves and mammals. Let us understand these two properly. So let me explain about incomplete double circulation first. Let me take an example of frog to explain this type of circulation. As you know, amphibians and reptiles except crocodiles have a 3-chambered heart. They have a 3-chambered heart. 2 atria and 1 ventricle. 2 atria and 1 ventricle. So let us study how this circulation happens in an amphibian heart, that is a frog heart. So as you know, this is the 2 atria, right atria and left atria, and they have a 1 ventricle. So how is the circulation happening here? So body is going to send all the deoxygenated blood to the right atrium, and this right atrium will send this deoxygenated blood to the ventricle, and this ventricle is going to send this deoxygenated blood for oxygenation to lungs. This is where the oxygenation of this deoxygenated blood happens, and from lungs it is sent to left atrium, and from left atrium again it is going to ventricle. From ventricle it is going to be sent to aorta, and from ventricle it is sent to the body via arteries, various arteries. So this is what happens in the amphibian heart and amphibian blood circulation. As you see, the blood is being visited. Blood visits the heart twice, and if you see properly, the oxygenated blood and the deoxygenated blood is getting mixed in the ventricle. Since it is a only chamber, there are no 2 ventricles here, only 1 ventricle is there. So both oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood are getting mixed. That's why it is called a incomplete double circulation. We don't find complete double circulation because oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood are not having a separate pathway. They are getting mixed. That's why it is called a incomplete double circulation. I hope it is clear. So where what all happened here? The body transported all the deoxygenated blood to right atrium. From right atrium it went to ventricle, from ventricle to lungs, and back to left atrium, and this ventricle pumps out all the blood, deoxygenated blood, back to the body. That's what happens in this type of circulation. I hope I have made incomplete double circulation clear. Now let's discuss about complete double circulation. In complete double circulation, there is no mixing of blood is happening. No mixing of blood happens here. Both the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood have a separate pathway because the heart is no longer 3-chambered here, it is 4-chambered. This type of circulation is seen only in mammals and apes who have a 4-chambered heart. They have a 4-chambered heart, which makes it possible for no mixing of blood to happen. That is what is seen in double circulation. I hope I have made this clear. Let me explain the double circulation in detail when we are discussing this type of complete double circulation in detail in human circulation, because we humans are a part of mammals and we do have 4-chambered heart and we do have complete double circulation. So the next topic that we are going to deal with is double circulation in human beings. So we all know that we have a 4-chambered heart. Right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. So this is a very simple diagram of our heart. So let us understand how double circulation occurs in us. So what happens is body is going to transport all the deoxygenated blood to heart, and it is collected. This deoxygenated blood from the body is collected by systemic veins. It is collected by systemic veins. These systemic veins collect this deoxygenated blood and they are going to send them to superior and inferior vena cava. Superior vena cava collects the deoxygenated blood from upper part of the body and inferior vena cava collects the blood from lower part of the body. And this superior and inferior vena cava pour this deoxygenated blood into the right atrium. And from right atrium, after this deoxygenated blood goes into right ventricle, and from right ventricle this blood is sent to lungs for oxygenation. This is sent to lungs for oxygenation. And who is going to carry this deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs? It is nothing but pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is the only artery which carries deoxygenated blood. Arteries usually carry oxygenated blood, but this is exception here. This pulmonary artery is the only artery which carries deoxygenated blood. And in lungs, the oxygenation process occurs, and after the oxygenation process occurs, this oxygenated blood is sent back to the left atrium via pulmonary vein. Remember, pulmonary vein is the only exceptional vein which carries oxygenated blood. All veins carry deoxygenated blood, but pulmonary vein is the only vein which carries the oxygenated blood. And this left part will receive the oxygenated blood. And this left atrium will send this oxygenated blood to left ventricle, and this left ventricle is responsible for pumping out blood to all parts of the body. It is doing it using aorta. Aorta is responsible for pumping out all the oxygenated blood out of the heart to the body, and it is doing it with the help of systemic arteries. These systemic arteries transport all this oxygenated blood to the body. So let me just go once over here. So this body sends all the deoxygenated blood to the heart via systemic veins. These systemic veins send this deoxygenated blood to superior and inferior vena cava, who pour this deoxygenated blood into the right atrium, and from right atrium this blood goes to right ventricle. From right ventricle this blood goes to lungs via pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery is the only artery which carries deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs, and at lungs the oxygenation process is occurring. From that lungs the oxygenated blood is going to be sent back to the heart via pulmonary vein. It is sent to left atrium. From left atrium it goes to left ventricle, and from left ventricle it is going to be sent to all parts of the body via aorta. Aorta, with the help of systemic arteries, make sure all body tissues receive oxygenated blood. This is all about the double circulation. Here also, if we study here, there are two types of circulations. See, this one which involves lungs, this part of the circulation which involves lungs is called pulmonary circulation. Here, pulmonary artery are involved, pulmonary veins are involved, lung is involved, heart is involved. This part of circulation is called pulmonary circulation. And if you see this part of the circulation where body is involved, systemic arteries are involved, systemic veins are involved, and heart is involved. This type of circulation is called heart to body to heart again. This type of circulation is called systemic circulation. So what did we learn here? We have again two types of circulation in double circulation: pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. In pulmonary circulation, what happens? The lungs are involved. In systemic circulation, the body is involved. Since the lungs are involved here, these arteries are named as pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Since the body is involved here, these veins are and arteries are called systemic veins and systemic arteries. That's what happens here. So I hope I have made double circulation very clear to you. Can we move to the next topic? Yes, let's move to the next topic, that is the portal system. Okay. Before we move to the portal system, there is a question that plagues my mind. What is it? As you know, heart is always beating, and it is the main pumping organ of this main part of this circulation, and it needs constant constant blood supply. How is it handling this? So to answer this question, the thing is that this heart and heart muscles who are constantly beating have their own separate circulatory system, that is the coronary circulatory system. So what happens here? So these heart muscles, after using the blood that is sent to it, they send this deoxygenated blood via a special vein called coronary vein. And this coronary vein carries the deoxygenated blood from the heart to right atrium, from right atrium to right ventricle, and from right ventricle to lungs, and from lungs to left atrium, from left atrium to left ventricle, from left ventricle to heart muscles via a special artery called coronary artery. Via coronary artery. So this is what makes sure that heart receives the blood properly and on continuous basis. Heart muscles receive the oxygenated blood from coronary artery, they utilize it and the blood becomes deoxygenated. It is sent to right atrium via coronary vein. From right atrium, it is sent to right ventricle. From right ventricle to lungs. From left lungs to left atrium. From left atrium to left ventricle. And from left ventricle to heart muscles via coronary artery. So this cycle goes on repeating again and again. This is all about the coronary circulatory system which is seen in the heart. I hope I have made this clear. So the last topic of this lecture is portal system. So what happens in a portal system? Unlike the circulation or circulatory system, it's a little bit different. We all know that heart is sending oxygenated blood. When heart sends oxygenated blood to an organ, after the organ utilizes the nutrient and oxygen, it becomes deoxygenated, the blood becomes deoxygenated, and that is again sent back to heart. This is the usual process. But there are some portal system where something else happens. So what happens here? In portal systems, heart sends the oxygenated blood to a primary organ, and from this primary organ the blood is goes to secondary organ, and from this secondary organ, after it will receive this blood, it will utilize whatever things are there, and then it is sent back to heart. So what is happening here? Heart sends oxygenated blood to primary organ, and this primary organ sends this blood to secondary organ, and this secondary organ sends back to heart. Okay, so this is what happens in a portal system, and the blood is sent from primary organ to secondary organ by a portal vein. So there are three types of portal systems that we need to study. Let us study them one by one. So the first type of portal system is hepatic portal system. It is a hepatic So what happens in hepatic portal system? The organs that are involved in this hepatic portal system are liver and intestine, and of course heart. So what happens here? The heart is going to send the blood, oxygenated blood, to intestine, and intestinal tissues will utilize oxygen, and as you know, intestine is the site of absorption of food, and whatever the digested absorbed food are there, this goes into the blood, and this blood, which is rich in the just now digested food, it is going to be sent to liver, where liver makes sure there are no excess nutrients. Whatever the excess nutrients are there, they are converted into a storage form, and after this process, the liver sends back this blood, deoxygenated blood to be precise, to the heart. So what is happening here? The heart is sending oxygenated blood to the primary organ, that is intestine, and intestine is utilizing the oxygen, and it is also making sure that whatever the absorbed food are there, absorbed food after the digestion process has completed, intestine is the site of the absorption. So whatever the absorbed food are there, they enter the blood, and this blood, which is carrying low oxygen content but high in nutrients, it is going to be sent to liver, and liver makes sure that blood is not carrying any excess nutrients or any excess glucose. That excess amount of food is converted into a storage form of food, and after this happens, this blood is sent back to the heart. This is all about hepatic portal system, and the vein that is responsible for transport of blood from intestine to liver is called hepatic portal vein. it is called hepatic portal vein. I hope everything is clear about hepatic portal system. The next type of system, the next type of portal system is renal portal system, is called renal portal system. Renal Unlike hepatic portal system, which is seen in human beings, which is seen in mammals, this renal portal system is not seen in mammals, but it is seen in lower vertebrates like fishes. It is seen in lower vertebrates like fishes. So what happens in lower renal portal system? Heart sends the oxygenated blood to lower parts of the body, and instead of going back to the heart, they are going to visit kidney once. And after the visit to kidney, this blood is going to come back to heart. This is all that happens in renal portal system, where heart is going to send the blood to lower parts of the body, and after visiting the lower parts of the body, this blood goes to kidney instead of heart, and after visiting the kidney, this blood is going to come back to the heart. This is what happens in renal portal system. The last topic, let's talk about the last topic now, which is hypophyseal portal system. Hypophyseal The organs that are involved in hypophyseal portal system are hypothalamus and pituitary, and of course heart. As you know, hypothalamus is master of master gland, is called the master of master gland. And this pituitary is called the master gland. Hypothalamus is called the master of master gland because it regulates the activity of pituitary. It regulates the pituitary. It regulates the activity of pituitary. So, via hypophyseal portal system, this hypothalamus is able to regulate the secretion of pituitary. Let us learn about it. How it does it. So heart sends the oxygenated blood to hypothalamus, and hypothalamus, after receiving this blood, it is going to release some chemicals which regulate the activity of pituitary. This blood goes to pituitary, and via the blood it receives the regulatory hormones which are released by hypothalamus and which will guide the pituitary to work, okay, which will guide the pituitary to regulate its activity. And after receiving this blood and after receiving the signals from hypothalamus via this blood supply, this blood goes back to the heart. So what is happening here? Let me recall. Heart sends the oxygenated blood to hypothalamus, and this hypothalamus receives this blood and it is going to send this blood to pituitary. Via this blood supply, it is also going to send some releasing hormones from inhibiting hormones and releasing hormones to the pituitary. These releasing and inhibiting hormones regulate the activity of pituitary, and after that the blood is going to come back to the heart. So this is what happens in hypophyseal portal system. I hope my video lecture was clear. We have studied so many topics today. We studied about circulation, types of circulation. In types of circulation, we studied about closed type of circulation, open type of circulation. In closed type of circulation, we studied about single circulation and then double circulation. In double circulation, we studied about incomplete double circulation and complete double circulation. We also studied about the human circulatory system where complete double circulation was seen, and after that we also studied about coronary system, coronary circulatory system of the heart, where heart is um, heart is receiving blood. And we also studied about, lastly, about portal system, where we studied about three types of portal system, which are renal portal system, hypophyseal portal system and hepatic portal system. I hope my video lecture was clear and you people have understood. Thank you.